So one of the most important things is setting up the ins and outs of your audio so you can record and hear playback correctly. Well, okay, we got our loop track set up for our metronome because the metronome is really boring and a loop track is a little bit more exciting. Now we're going to focus on the track inputs because track input is different than the actual hardware input that you have configured for the software within GarageBand. There's a difference between the two because the software configuration is telling GarageBand, okay, I want to use this device as my ins and outs. Now after that, once you set up your track, you have to make sure that the specific track that you're recording has the correct input within that track. So let's go ahead and add a track. We know how to do that. Bottom left hand corner, and real track or real instrument is selected. I'm going to select that one. Okay, and that brings up a brand new track with nothing on it. Now, like I said before, we can either double click to access the info, just in case that right side isn't open already for you. And from here, the I button, the info, that's where you select your input that you want for that specific track. So we can see input source right here. So we've already told GarageBand, hey, I want to use my Sapphire because that's my audio interface that I'm using. So now I have the option of choosing either input 1 or input 2 from my audio interface, or use both of them at the same time and make a stereo track. Now since I have my guitar hooked up to it, I'm going to select 2 because I do have the guitar cable plugged into the input 2 on my audio interface. So just double check and make sure your input is correct. That way you can get a signal. And if you want to hear back what you're playing within the track, you want to make sure the monitor is on. So just hit on. That way you can hear yourself. And as you can see, there's my guitar. It's plugged in. You can see the input. If you don't hear it, you might have the monitor off. So I'll show you for example. Monitor is off. But as you can see, the input's coming in, but you just can't hear it. So, I mean, it is kind of a preference. I like to have mine on just so I can hear through the headphones what's coming out.